Hi, I'm Emily Booth.
And I'm Laura Hendon, and we're genetic counselors at the University of Mississippi Medical Center.
Today we're going to do an activity where we extract DNA from a strawberry.
Emily, what's DNA?
DNA is our body's instructions, kind of like a recipe, but it's really, really small and you can only see it usually under the microscope. We have a model of it over here.
Oh,
It looks like kind of a spiral staircase, sometimes called a double helix.
why is DNA important?
Well, DNA gives our bodies instructions for how to work and grow and develop, but it also gives our bodies instructions to make us different as people.
Gotcha. Does it have anything to do with traits?
Exactly. It's exactly what we're talking about. Eye colors, hair colors, how tall someone is, how good at sports they are, or good at acting or art. Lots of those traits come in our DNA.
Okay, so where does our DNA come from?
That's a great question. We get some of our DNA from our mom and some of our DNA from our dad. And that's why we kind of look like and act like a blend of both of them.
That makes sense because I know I'm really tall and my brother's really tall, and it must be because we got that trait from our mom and dad, right?
Are they tall too?
They are!
Great, you come from a whole family of tall folks, and that's from your DNA. That's a trait that you guys share.
So it sounds like DNA helps kind of shape us together and make a recipe for a person. It makes us unique, but I also think you're saying like everybody shares DNA, so it's something we have in common too.
It absolutely is. You know, I always joke when we get to this time of the year because you're an Ole Miss fan and I'm a State fan, and we talk about bleeding maroon or bleeding red and blue, but truly at the heart of people, our DNA is the same. Yes, we have the differences for hair color, eye color, but we as humans all have the same DNA. It really unites us.
I think I read that 99.8% of our DNA is the same between people.
It is. We're very close because our bodies need to build the same heart and build the same bones, and so we're very much united by our DNA.
So I think we have more in common than we do that's different.
Absolutely.
Well, I would love to see DNA.
Well, let's see it. So the way we would see it with you would be to draw your blood and look at it under a microscope, and we're not going to do that today. But luckily, more than humans have DNA. So one of the best ways to see it, you can actually do this at your house, is to take it out of a strawberry and get to see it. So we're going to do an experiment, and at the very end, we will be able to see strawberry DNA.
Very cool.
All right, are you ready to go?
Yeah. Emily, what do we need to get DNA out of a strawberry?
Good question. First of all, we need our experiment's instructions. You should be able to have some instructions. And then most kids are going to need a grown-up to help them. But first, let's gather our supplies. So you do need a plastic bag that can zip up and close. You will need strawberries. These can be fresh or they can be frozen. But if they're frozen, you'll want to thaw them. And then we'll be making a mixture later that involves dish detergent, water, and salt. Next, you'll need
Clear cups,
plastic cups.
and preferably if you can see through them, that would be very helpful. And then coffee filters. Ask your mom and dad if you can borrow some coffee filters. And then the final thing, and it doesn't have to look exactly like this, but something like a wooden stick. It could be a popsicle stick,
Coffee stirrer, a
stirrer.
toothpick would work. And then you are going to need some rubbing alcohol that is cold. So maybe before you try this experiment, go ahead and stick it in the fridge for a little while. Right?
So now that we've got all our ingredients,
Let's get started.
yeah.
All right, so get your bag. And the first instruction, you're going to take your strawberries and you're going to remove the green leaves because we don't need that part. All right, so we've got 2 strawberries ready for you to go.
Got it.
So put them in your bag, zip it up, and then you are going to gently smash for about 2 minutes. So you want to really smash your strawberries open. You can be a little more than gentle, but you don't want to bust your bag open. And what you're doing by smashing that is opening up the cells. The DNA is inside the cells, which are also microscopic, if you've ever learned about cells, but the whole strawberry is made of cells, so you're kind of opening those up and trying to release the DNA. And
how does that look so far? Should I keep going?
I think do a little bit more.
Okay.
So I think us kind of doing that is still, part of the experiment.
This is fun. Smashing stuff.
Right. This can kind of help involve, scientist kids of all ages. So while she's doing that, we previously made this mixture. So this involves the detergent, 2 teaspoons of that, 1 teaspoon of the salt, and then half a cup of water. And so this makes more of the detergent than you need, so you could actually do this experiment together with some brothers or sisters or some friends. All right, I think we're ready to open your bag. And we are going to add 2 teaspoons of this mixture. Do you want to add it?
Smells like strawberries.
Add that into your bag. Okay. This mixture is going to help further open up the cells. So close your bag back, and we need to gently smash for about another minute. Really mix that together. At this stage, you're trying hard not to get too many bubbles going on in there, but continuing to open up those cells, release the DNA, separate it from all the other stuff that's inside the cells. All right, once you feel like that's pretty good and ready, and let's hold this up and show kind of, this looks good and ready to me. So you have your cup and you want to get your coffee filter, you just need one, and hold it over the cup. This is where it kind of helps to have a partner. So I'm gonna hold the coffee filter in place so we don't lose it down into the cup. We're gonna pour the whole mixture inside. And what we want to happen is that all the strawberry stuff and still parts that look like strawberries stay up in the coffee filter. But all the liquid part that is filtering down is where the DNA is.
Oh, very cool. I can see it coming out.
Yep. So it'll start coming out a little bit. But then if you want, and this is where maybe the grown-up can help, you can kind of hold your coffee filter up and gently squeeze it down to push a little bit more of that liquid out. This part needs to be very gentle, and try not to break open that coffee filter and dump all of that out, because then you would need to start over. You do not have to get all of the liquid down in here. So I think we probably are close to having enough. Then you can set all the coffee filter and strawberry stuff aside. And then that last step, get your stick ready. And we're gonna pour the cold rubbing alcohol down the side. So tilt your cup. And you want to pour about the same amount as what you see that you already have in there, about equal parts. And that is going to help show our DNA. So the DNA will start really truly separating. It'll come up kind of like a white cloud, but then you can put your stick in there and start gently kind of stirring it around. And the DNA will stick onto the stick. It will kind of wrap around there. And
do we need to say any magic words? Like ta-da?
When we see it, ta-da! So here's the DNA. It made that white cloud and then sticks to there, and it really does look like, what does it look like, Laura?
It kind of looks like a bugger, Emily.
It really does. But that is that strawberry's DNA. Those are the instructions to build that strawberry. It got that from the mom and dad strawberries, and there it is right there.
Wow.
Great job.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining us for Question It, Discover It. We were so happy to teach you guys about DNA and traits today. We know Thanksgiving is coming up, so when you talk with your family members, even if you can't be in person with them this year, chat about your traits, some things that you have common, some things that are running through the family, because that can be helpful for your health care.
Yeah. Thanksgiving is a wonderful time to connect with family about different things, both like traits, but also like serious medical conditions that may run in the family. It's a great chance for families to open up and chat about that. It's great to see you guys today. Thanks for joining.